Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the books I hope to read in July. In July, there will be the next round of Summerween, and this takes place July 3rd to July 9th. I will link Gabby's video announcing it down below, as well as her channel, so you can find more information about the prompts and stuff like that down there. I'm really excited for Summerween, so I've made a TBR for July, so I can include my Summerween TBR with that as well. First and foremost, I am filming this June 20th, so there is still a little bit of time in June. I got a little bit, I want to say around a week and a half to get some reading done, but I am fighting a slump, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm reading now in case I carry it over till July. So I am currently reading The Governess Game by Tessa Dare. This is the sequel to The Duchess Deal, and in this one we're following Alexandra Mountbatten, who was a side character in book 1, and she becomes a governess for a rake of a duke. Is he a duke, right? Yeah, I think he's a duke. A rake of a duke. And she has to rein in these two very strange, morbid little girls and kind of get them on the right path, but she also falls in love. It's a romance, so there's not really a spoiler in that, but so far I'm really enjoying it. It is kind of helping keep me out of the slump. I've been having some minor health issues, so I'm just really not in the headspace to read as much as I usually do, and also my son's on summer vacation, so it's just kind of been touch and go around here. But I am trying to push through it and keep my head up, and The Governess Game was definitely the right choice for that. It's really entertaining and easy to read. I am also currently reading The Deep by River Solomon. This follows a clan of people, a clan of mer people called the Wajinru, and the main character is a historian with this clan, and she carries all of the memories of her people, all of the hardships and the memories and stuff of the past, so people can kind of live their lives and do whatever they want. And once a year, they all gather together to have a giant remembering where they remember and acknowledge everything that they've been through, so they can have another year of living without those memories, basically, except the historian who is in charge of keeping all of that information. So it's definitely going to be heavy, and it already is very the tone of it from the beginning is very serious, and it's good, and I'm enjoying it, but it's just because I am fighting a slump. I did pick up the other book at the same time to kind of just have two different moods going for whenever I feel like reading. So if I don't finish those, I'll finish them in July. But for Summerween, I am going to read What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I don't know much about this one. I do know that it's a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher. I don't know who wrote that, and I don't remember what it's about. And I'm going to be using this book for the prompts to read a book with pink on the cover and a book that is under 250 pages. I'm also going to be reading Maeve Fly by C.J. Lead, I believe is the author. And I don't know what this book is about either. Let me look this up. Let me look it up. By day, Maeve Fly works at the happiest place in the world as every child's favorite ice princess. By the neon night glow of Sunset Strip, Maeve haunts the dive bars with a drink in one hand and a book in the other, imitating her misanthropic literary heroes. But when Gideon Green, her best friend's brother, moves to town, he awakens something dangerous within her, and the world she knows suddenly shifts beneath her feet. Untethered, Maeve ditches her discontented act and tries on a new persona. A bolder, bloodier one, inspired by the pages of American Psycho. Step aside, Patrick Bateman. It's Maeve's turn with the knife. Ooh, okay. I love an unhinged woman story. That'll be exciting. That one's not very long either. I want to say it's 280 pages. And I'm using that book for the prompts to read a new to me author and read a horror or a thriller. The last book I'm going to be reading is Ushers by Joe Hill, and it's 27 pages, a short story, right? 27 pages, and I don't know what it's about, but it's so short I don't want to spoil myself for anything because it's only 27 pages. So like, I don't want them to tell me anything because I'll be able to read the whole thing in like 30 minutes, right? And I'm going to use this short story for the prompt to read something at night or in the dark. So I have it on ebook so I can read it with all the lights off. And it's short, so I'll be able to get through the whole thing like in one sitting in the dark, just to make sure that I don't accidentally read part of it during the daytime, you know? Also in July, I will be at least starting The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. This is a very chunky book, but this is the pick for my book club, The Reading Realm, and we'll be reading this over on my Discord, which is always linked down below if you want to join us. I have the discussion board up for this already, and this is a competition book. There's like a competition here to replace this dead king. And the main character's name is Nima Craw, and she's in this competition, but then I think people in the competition either start disappearing or dying. And so she's trying to win the competition, figure out who is the killer, and also this secret society, I think, approaches her and offers to help. And they want her to win this competition for their own reasons, I would imagine. But it just sounds so good. I've heard there's a dragon in it. I don't think he plays a big part, but there's a dragon nonetheless. I am really excited for this one. I've heard nothing but great things. I'm a little nervous to read it because it's so like hyped up in my mind for me, but I am going to at least try to start it. It is almost 600 pages long, so I don't know if I'll finish it entirely in July, but the book club is reading it in the entire third quarter of this year, so I'll be able to read it in July, August, and September, which is great. Works for me. I've also been reading and loving Witch Hat Atelier, so if I have time in July, I want to get to volumes 6 and 7. Love, love, love this. This is about a little girl named Coco who accidentally turns her mom to stone because she figured out how to use magic, but she wasn't trained as a witch, and she gets taken by this witch named Kefri, and he brings her back to his atelier, which is where he trains his apprentices. And she is training to become a witch and hopefully to figure out how to save her mom. And it's really cute and whimsical. There is some darkness to it. It's very layered. Like, I really love the nuance here. The world building is amazing. The art style is amazing. I have been loving it lately. I want to read all of the manga, I think, before I watch the anime, because I believe it's on season 1 right now, and I think that it took them quite a few years to animate all of it, so I know that there's going to be at least a little bit of a wait for season 2. So I'm going to focus on the manga first, but I will definitely watch the anime after. I did also pre-order Heartstopper Volume 6, which should be coming out in, I think, the second week of July. I'm so excited. It's the last Heartstopper we're ever going to get. And I'm really excited to read it. I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to re-binge the whole series and read the last one so I can read it all together. So if I do that, it'll probably be near the end of July, maybe into the beginning of August. But that is also a possibility that I could read in July. And another book that I've really had my eye on lately that I just bought at Barnes & Noble recently, but that is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. I have heard nothing but good things. It's a new release. I know that it's a historical retelling about the very beginning of the French Revolution, but there is magic, sorcerers, demons. There's like a really old beast god thing. There's a man named Sebastian who is also trying to reconnect with his ex, whose name is Antoine. So it is queer, which is really great. And I've just heard that it's such a fucking blast and that it's so good from page 1. Like, I've heard that it really sucks you in and gets going. So even though this is also quite chunky, I want to say this is almost 600 pages as well. Just under 550. I think it's like 530 something. But I do have 2 big chunky books on my TBR for the month of July, apparently. But I also really want to participate in Summerween, which is why I wore my little skeleton sweatshirt. I love wearing the sweatshirt and putting the microphone where their hands are touching because I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny to make it look like they're holding the microphone up. But yeah, I'm really excited for Summerween. I read a couple of horror books last month, which I'll put the vlog for that, wherever that goes up there. And I'm just like really in a horror mood right now. So Summerween is coming at the perfect time. So I'm so excited. Let me know if you're participating in Summerween. I think I might try to weekly vlog it. My son will be home, but maybe I can make it work. At least get enough footage for a short vlog. But that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. And leave a ghost emoji down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!